thinkers. My name is Miss Mona, and I would love to share a beautiful love story with you today. All right, there's a person who lives in a different part of the world. They're very calculated and methodical. They go around life very sure of themselves. In a different part of the world, there's a beautiful, creative, stylish person who goes around the world creating and inspiring those around them. But they both felt kind of lonely, like they could do greater things if they had someone with them. And one day, they met. Who are these people, you're asking? Well, they're math and art!
Math and art, a love story.
So, how do math and art work together? How can we see art in math? And how can we see math in art?
Hey, Miss Mona. So you're here talking about a love story. Well, love stories kind of make me go, ugh. But in this case, I mean, math and art, really, they're not compatible. Compatible people like to do the same things, and they like the same things, and they want to like hang out and do the same. They don't make any sense together, math and art. They're not good together.
Misinformation. That is simply not true. Math and art go together beautifully. Let's think of a sculpture. There are different types of sculpture out there, some being abstract, and they could use geometric shapes and different angles and different acute and obtuse parts. But there can also be realistic sculptures, like a human. That artist who is sculpting must measure the different proportions of a human body and make sure that it looks balanced.
Oh, well, I totally get how sculptures kind of have to use math. I mean, that makes sense. They're like objects, like 3D objects, but paintings, they're flat. They're flat surfaces, painting. So they don't need math. I mean, you almost got me there that they could be totally in love, but see, they're not. No love connection.
Just because it's not a three-dimensional object does not mean math is not involved. Let's think about The Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci. He had to study the symmetry of a body. He studied that when things are perfectly balanced, our brain interprets them in a pleasing way.
Okay. So I get that. That does make sense. However, I mean, math and art, let's think about this. They really are only in a school. I mean, I have math class, I have art class, but I step outside, I don't see math and art together anywhere else. I mean, they're just nowhere else but school.
We take a lot of time to study math and art in our schools. But when we walk outside that building, it doesn't stop happening in the world around us. Let's take a building. An architect had to design a pleasing building that people would enjoy looking at. But he also had to study the mathematics of how that building is going to stand and hold weight and just exist in the world. All right, Misinformation, it's time to see if you've learned anything yet.
Okay.
Let's take a look at my human figure right here. What kind of shapes do you see?
Well, the shape I do see is that there's definitely an oval right here. And Miss Mona, if I was gonna draw you, your head is kind of like an oval.
Exactly. Now, what about lower on his body? Do you see any other shapes that create this human?
Well, there's small ovals here and maybe kind of rectangles. I see a lot of rectangles in the arms, like this, and here. So if I was going to try to draw you, Miss Mona, I could use ovals and rectangles just to start my drawing.
Now let's take a look at his torso. What shape do you see there?
Those are kind of like big squares, actually. Oh, look, there's like two. So if I was gonna draw you, there'd be two squares for your torso and your hips.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. Because you know what my drawings always look like? The head is massive and my torso is really small. In fact, Miss Mona, if I tried to draw you not thinking about math, you look pretty funny. You know who you look a little bit like? One of those trolls. Oh!
Now it's time for you to blend art and math into a beautiful love story. First, grab a pencil and paper and find an object that you would like to sketch. While you're doing that, I want you to notice the shapes that make up that object. Are they 3D? Are they 2D? Are they blending together in one beautiful math and art story?
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this week's The Living Thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel because Miss Mona really likes the attention. So subscribe as much as you can and share it with your friends. And if you do something cool, just hashtag The Living Think and share it on your parents' social media or your social media if you happen to have it. And join us next time on
The Living Think.